Hello and welcome to this demo of a web application vulnerability. We will be looking at a cross-site scripting vulnerability in a demo application that we've developed for that purpose. So when you use a web application scanner to scan this web application, it will actually tell you there's a cross-site scripting vulnerability in a certain page. And in this demo, we'll take a look at how could an attacker actually abuse something like that. For that, we've set up a small demo setup here. On the left side, the left top, we have a virtual machine running Windows 7, a Firefox browser, and also an email client. That is my target machine. On the right side, we have the attacker's web browser. And you can see they are running in two different geographic locations. On the left side, I'm in the Russian Federation, and on the right side, I'm in Germany. Further, we have on the lower bottom a browser that goes to a tracking server that you will see how we will use that tracking server that will be used to give us the session information from the left machine. Our target is logged into our target application that runs on demo1.vmtest.me. And it is a fairly simple application. It has a register screen, login, logout, some pages with recommended readings, a page with transactions. So fairly simple. And in this find user page, there is a vulnerability, a cross-site scripting vulnerability that our scanners found. And that's what we're going to abuse. On our attacker side, you can see we are logged we are at the same application, but we're not logged in. We don't have a login at this point in time here. So how does the attack work? The attacker sends an email to the target. In this case, this is the email that we're looking at. It's supposedly coming from a colleague of mine, so somebody that I trust, and it says, Wolfgang, for the WAS demo that we've prepared, a short intro, you can access it through this link here. And I will click on this link, and my email program actually pops up an alert box giving me a choice. Do you really want to go to this link? Now the link is http bit.ly/1uhfrsi. Bit.ly is a URL shortener that is quite popular, and there are many around. Google has one, Facebook has one, Twitter has one. So they make very long URLs shorter and more manageable so that primarily in messaging applications, you don't have to type in these huge strings if the URL is quite long. So looks legit to me. So I'm going to click on OK here. I want to take a look at that URL, and something happens in my browser. A page builds that doesn't make too much sense to me at this point in time. So what has happened is the attacker has made me click on a link, abusing a cross-site scripting vulnerability in a certain page, and that has actually logged my session cookie to this tracking server that I'm checking here down here. And you can see there's a new entry here from this machine, and this here is the value of the session cookie. So I'm going to copy that and use it on my attacker's machine. I'm using a cookie manager here. And I'll replace the current PHP session value here with the one that we just captured. So let me paste that in. Yep. Okay. And we'll now go again to the login, not to the login page, but to the welcome page. And I should now be logged in as admin. So quick demo for you to see how easy that was, or how relatively easy that was to kind of impersonate an admin user. Again, just take a look at the last transaction page. I now have credit card info for a bunch of famous people with a mother's maiden name, and also the code that is on that page. So reasonably powerful, very simple to do actually if you do a little bit of social engineering. So what did that code, what did that URL actually look at that we went to? I have a small application down here where we can actually type in this URL and we can see what was it actually really, what was it actually really doing? So let's see, okay, there we go. The 1UH FRSI actually expands to a request to that very same application, passing on a script that creates an image element which concats the cookie to it and then gets that image element from that server, which then means in the access log that cookie value is showing up, and then I can then reuse it to impersonate the user that I targeted. So you can see, fairly simple. This particular version of cross-site scripting is called reflected cross-site scripting. Normally when people talk about cross-site scripting, they typically refer here to this reflected cross-site scripting, which is kind of the easier version of all that. Hope that was an interesting demo to you. Please tune in for the next one. We will take a look at persistent cross-site scripting as well.